Here's problem number 29. Again, we're asked to find the extreme values. And we'll start out by asking, are there any values in the domain that we need to be concerned about? Are there any values that are going to make the denominator 0? Doesn't look like it. This is a value, the lowest this ever gets is 1. Let's take a look then at the derivative so we can find the critical values. We have bottom times the derivative of the top minus the top times the derivative of the bottom all over the bottom squared. Cleaning this up, we get x squared plus 1 minus 2x squared all over x squared plus 1 squared, which is going to get us 1 minus x squared over x squared plus 1 quantity squared. And if we do a little bit more factorization, we're going to get this factors as x 1 minus x 1 plus x over x squared plus 1 quantity squared, meaning that we have critical values or critical points at x is equal to 1 and x is equal to negative 1. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means to me that dy dx has this particular up and down motion. When x is really large and negative, I'm going to get a negative number here. I'm going to get a positive number there. A positive times a negative is a negative. Bottom is always positive, so it's negative there. And then as we go into this middle range where x can equal 0, we get a positive number. And as x gets really large, we end up getting a negative here and a positive here. We end up with an overall negative. So if we want to think of this function as being decreasing and then increasing and then decreasing, that would suggest that at negative 1 we are going to have a local at negative 1 we're going to have a local minimum, and at x equal 1 we're going to have a local maximum. Let's find out what that local minimum is. The value of y when x is negative 1 is equal to negative 1 over negative 1 squared plus 1, which is negative 1 over 1 plus 1, or negative 1/2. And then likewise, the value of y when x is 1 is going to end up being 1 over 1 squared plus 1, or positive 1/2. So a local minimum at negative 1, negative 1/2, a local maximum at 1, comma 1/2. And that's number 29.